Call the meeting to order, the Brunswick County School Board, March 5th, 2019. If everyone will please stand, we'll have the invocation by Ms. Milligan and the colors by South Brunswick High School.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms, mark time, march, right turn, march, forward, march. Order colors.
Would you bow with me, please? Most gracious Father in heaven, we come before you tonight, first and foremost, to give you thanks for all the blessings you've bestowed upon us since we were here last. We ask that you continue to look at our children, as students, our teachers, all of our employees, Lord, and we ask that you bless them, pour out your blessings on them, that they all may do their very best to be successful during the school day and in their everyday lives. For we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
You may be seated. All right, the first thing, we have a board salute about our success in our schools. Mr. Siemens.
Good evening, everyone. I think we all know that success in our schools comes from both dedication inside the schools and dedication outside the schools. The dedication inside the schools is obvious. The dedication outside the schools comes in many forms. Sometimes it's volunteers that we rely on and that play a vital role inside the schools. Sometimes it's various forms of donations. Could be in the form of supplies like we saw during the hurricane season. Could be in the form of monetary donations, anything, fundraising, stuff like that. And we are joined today by a special family guest, the Halls family. We've got Doug Halls and his youngest daughter, Becca, joining us. We told you a few months ago about a donation that would be coming into the schools. The donation was made on behalf of a longtime educator in Brunswick County Schools, Miss Phoebe Halls, who graced the classrooms for more than 3 decades. And the family wanted to pay tribute to her and help out, continue her legacy, help out the school system in some way, shape, or form. And they decided to do so by making a donation, a very large donation that will help out our elementary schools in many years to come. So before I ask them to come up here, we wanted to put together a little video just to show what kind of impact Miss Halls has had. So we tracked down a couple people who were actually students of Miss Halls at Bolivia Elementary School in 5th grade, one in 3rd and 5th grade. Ooh, hold on.
She wasn't afraid to push you and make you understand that you had strengths. Everybody did. So before we could go to the swings in the afternoon, we usually had to write, "I will not talk in class." Usually a whole, at least 25 times. Just when we came back to her at the end of the day, just to remember, there's always room for improvement. So some of us thought we could get a head start on writing and maybe make our eyes going down the page. Well, she got wind of that, so then she'd trip it up as to what the sentence was going to be. Just once again to remind us, don't try to put one on me. she was definitely one of the best foundations for elementary school, I would say.
Mr. Halls and your daughter, if y'all could come join us at the podium real quick, please. And Acacia Dixon, our Director of Instructional Technology. Acacia, you want to speak to what?
Actually, yes. So, the donation that you made, and the day I met you, see, I'm gonna have a hard time with this, and I don't do this often. You guys have known me for a while. The day we met last spring, on that Friday, when you came by the office looking for Colonel Tubb, and mentioned what you wanted to do, and I said, well, you found the right person, because I happen to be in charge of school libraries. And that donation has led to almost 600 books. It's about 60 for each of the school libraries. And the folks, you saw the pictures and things like that, they're incredibly honored. We put a placard in each of those books to memorialize it, and they're books that are of high interest to the kids. They'll get plenty of circulation, and we greatly appreciate you doing that.
Mr. Hall.
I've known this gentleman a long time. I was in the banking with my mom, and Mr. Doug, can't thank you enough. Such a large privilege.
There we go. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. It's 3, 2, 1.
I just want to thank you again. I wish I'd had the opportunity to know her. She's a special lady. The next
She
one we have-
was indeed a very special lady. I remember her growing up, and you were very blessed to have shared a life with her, as is our school system, to have had her with us.
All right, next, Ms. Harrington. Time for the teacher's voice.
And I'd like to invite the board out again to congratulate those that
Get
are
her.
honored today. Sorry, guys. As many of you know, the Service Above Self Award is for those who go above and beyond the call of duty and demonstrate service above self in the course of their responsibilities. We extend our gratitude for your exemplary dedication of your time and talents for the betterment of Brunswick County Schools. Our first recipient is Polly Westfall. Mrs. Westfall teaches 4th grade at Union Elementary and believes in reaching and teaching to the heart and mind of all students. She collaborates, organizes, and leads many opportunities for teachers and students. She organized Union's first STEAM night, student council, running club, and writing club. She is extremely humble and dedicates an enormous amount of time and energy to our Union Dolphins. Our next recipient is Walter Mapson. Mr. Mapson drives a bus as well as volunteers at Lincoln Elementary. Not only is he a smiling face to every student on the bus, but he can be found walking the hallways throughout the morning, ensuring students are starting the day prepared to learn. He checks in on students and ensures positive behaviors in the classroom. He is an inspiration and a role model for students and staff at Lincoln Elementary. Then we have Catherine Weeks. Mrs. Weeks always has the students at the early college in the forefront of her mind. She puts forth much effort in planning events students will benefit from and enjoy. Her passion for her program inspires others. She ensures her staff also has opportunities to further their teaching skills and practices. Her open door policy makes everyone feel welcome and safe. Thank you, Ms. Weeks. We have Diane Lee Freer. Ms. Freer spreads cheer with her smile and positive attitude, teaching science at Shallotte Middle School. She was elected the Teacher of the Year because of her dedication and willingness to help students and staff whenever possible. She also uses her culinary skills in school by bringing cake for all staff birthdays. She is a very important team member.
My birthday's October 2nd. Picture this way first. So we got a family. Okay. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you.
Share with her how very much I appreciate her hours of middle school science.
Then we have Catalina Jordan. Ms. Jordan is a stellar chairperson for the EC department and an outstanding member of the Virginia Williamson Stingray family. She goes above and beyond for her students, but does not stop there. She supports all teachers with interpreting strategies for students, mentoring, and supporting administration, and does so with a smile without a single complaint. She is always there to lend a hand to anyone in need. She is a cheerleader for us all. All right, thank you.
All right, now if we will move on to the approval of the meeting agenda.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I would like to add an action item, please.
All right.
Is for the select, or the criteria for the selection of bidders for the turf.
All
If we
right.
could add that to the action item.
All right. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda with the added item?
I second.
All right. Al, would you like to make the motion?
Yes, I'll make it.
And, okay, and second, all right. Motion by Mr. Miller, second by Ms. Milligan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll move on to the minutes. We have an approval, we have minutes from the February 5th meeting, the February 19th Operations Committee, February 19th Curriculum Policy Committee, and February 19th Finance and HR Committee. Do I hear a motion for approval of the minutes?
So move.
All right, Mr. Miller, I have a second.
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Benton, all in favor?
Aye.
For consent items, do I have a motion for approval of consent items? We have the summer program with the testing opportunity, Brunswick County Schools Strategic Plan for 2019 to 2024.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the items of consent.
All right, Ms. Milligan.
Second.
All right, Mr. Miller, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, action items, and we have the action item that has been added, and if Ms. Rutledge would like to make a presentation about that.
Ms. Cook, board members. What I'm asking you to approve tonight is to approve for us to use a design build project delivery process for the installation of the turf. There are a lot of good turf products out there. There are a lot of good turf manufacturers. As we've been working with a local engineer, and as we've been educating ourselves about a turf project, because we've never done one in the district, we found that like most things, the installation of the project itself is just as important, if not more important, than the actual product we select. So trying to develop a set of specifications and plans that is open-ended enough to meet state bidding laws, as we were going to just straight bid this project. That's kind of tough because it's hard to differentiate product without considering the installation and what's underneath it. In consultation with the local engineer that we've been getting to help us, he believes and we believe that we should use design build. There's some important positives to doing the project this way. The first one is you have a lot shorter design time. In a straight bid project, we would have to solicit qualifications and then evaluate qualifications and select an architect. And you guys, y'all do this all the time, so it goes to committee, it goes to the board, and so there's time involved in that. And then the project would be bid for the specified amount of time, then go to committee and go to the board. As you know, the reason we're pushed for time here is there's an expensive drainage problem that's going to have to be repaired at West. And so by doing this project, we're not going to have to, well, that project's going to get done as a result of doing this project. And then we're not going to have to, double dip and do the drainage repair. And then we've also got a field improvement project at North that we've stopped because we want to use turf. I'm not going to go back through all the reasons, turf, you guys have already been there. We've already talked about that. What state law requires us to do in order to use design build as a method is to approve the criteria for use of a design build project. And then it requires you to let me make explanation to you all about why we know that we can provide a project that comes in on time and within budget by using that process. And so I'm just going to I'm going to speed up now and go through these 6 criteria and then the justification that we feel like that this is the best reason to use the project. The first criteria is the unit's ability to adequately and thoroughly define the project requirements in the RFP. The second criteria is the time constraints for project delivery. Is the third, the unit's ability to ensure that a quality project can be delivered. Number 4, the availability of qualified staff or outside consultants experienced in managing design build projects. The 5th is good faith efforts to comply with historically underutilized business participation. And number 6, the criteria used by staff, including a cost-benefit analysis for using design build in lieu of traditional construction bidding. So, as to criteria number 1, the operations division, we have professional and experienced personnel that are both qualified and experienced to thoroughly define the project requirements. And we have finance and legal personnel on staff to assist in the review of the RFQ that we develop. That's what we do every day. So that's just normal stuff for us. Number 2, a costly maintenance issue at West and construction at North has pushed the need for artificial turf. And I've already talked about this a little bit. Most turf providers use staff engineers to design subsurface systems along with the grass and infill installation. We feel like this is a big benefit. Using a single provider for design, permitting, installation, and periodic maintenance will eliminate any question about future warranty issues should they arise. The method will also eliminate the request and use of construction change orders, as the design and construction will all be provided by one person. And separately contracting and doing a straight bid project would push completion of the project past a desired completion date of August the 1st. Number 3, the operations division has experienced personnel to ensure that the design build firm provides a quality project within budget. Number 4, we have experienced personnel that are knowledgeable of design build projects, and furthermore, staff would not hesitate to contract the construction management of the project if needed, and there are ample local experienced consultants and engineers that could fill that role if we need. Board policy for inclusion of historically underutilized businesses will be shared in the RFQ. Responders will be expected to comply with board policy, and this will be an equal part of evaluated selection criteria. Number 6, the budget for artificial turf is $2.7 million, and having a compressed design budget schedule allows us to eliminate a costly drainage repair to west, eliminates the need for installation of lights on soccer fields, and produces some project savings by installing grass turf at North Brunswick. There's also some savings to be realized by doing the project this year for project escalation, doing the project a year later. So what I'm hoping will get approved tonight is the action request is back on the first page. Approve the criteria required by the state statute for using design build. And then number 2, authorize staff to move forward with the use of design build delivery method for the turf project.
Does anybody have
Answer
any
any
further
questions.
questions? Anybody have any? All right, that being the case, do I have a motion to accept the action requested, which would be 1, to approve the criteria required by state statute for using the design build, and number 2, to authorize the staff to move forward with the use of the design build delivery method for the artificial turf project?
So moved.
Ms. Milligan, have a second?
Second.
Mr. Benton, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you. All right, and now discussion by the superintendent. Any discussion?
Very brief.
All right.
Tonight is. As you can see, the next committee meetings are already scheduled, and we will get with the board to give exact times of the committee meetings for March 19th. But the only other announcement that I have is recognition of folks at West Brunswick High School for being awarded yet another, not yet another, but our district being awarded yet another Fast NC grant at West Brunswick High School. Folks there applied for it because of items that were damaged or lost during the hurricane that included PE equipment, items from the health science classroom, student workbooks, various office supplies, and as well as 2 school entrance mats that were at the main entrance of the school. The total amount of the grant came to $10,985 to West Brunswick High School, and we received an invitation to attend the State Board of Education meeting on Thursday. And I think Ms. Benton will be going as well. I will be there, and we are being recognized for receiving the number of grants that we've received from Fast NC. So that's what we have for the day.
All right. Being any more announcements by board members or anything? All right, do I have a motion to go into closed session?
Madam Chair, make a motion to go into closed session as stated on the agenda.
All right, motion by Mr. Miller. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Milligan and Mr. Benton. All right. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, take a 5-minute recess, and then we'll be in closed session.